how high-tech, highfalutin, lazy, or foo-foo America gets, we will never stop hunting and fishing. This is the Hunting Quest. We take 1 hour of every week and talk about our favorite things in the world, hunting and fishing. You'll get tips and help on the fishing environment locally in the DMV area. Plus, we're going to have fun along the way. This is the Hunting Quest. And now your host, Mike Tippin and Bennett Malin.
What's up, Mikey?
Not a whole lot. I just had a visitor enter my little area here.
Oh, dude, I've got a visitor back here sniffing my green screen right now.
Yeah, Oslo is being he's being real needy like the last couple of days. It's weird.
Maverick just walked up and put his head on my lap, so.
Yeah, that's what Oslo did.
Hi,
exactly the same. Like, all right, puppy.
Go away. Go lay down. Go away.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a pretty miserable day.
Dude, it's gross outside today.
It is. I was out in most of it trying to get Allie's Jeep working, and I was successful, but I paid the price, and now I've got this chill. So I'm put the Sitka gear on.
Dude, that'll get you straight every time.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't know, this quarter zip pullover thing hoodie is freaking awesome anyway. So
which one is that? That the Dakota hoodie?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Of it.
I don't remember which one you have.
Yeah, but I like it a lot. So I don't know. It's a good one.
Hell yeah, dude.
So how was your week so far?
It's been a week.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
It's been pretty eventful. So
yeah.
Ready for this one to be over.
Did you see what GoPro's doing?
I did not. What are they doing?
Dude. All right. So
what? Am I like living under a rock this week? What's going on?
Hi. So normally I don't pay attention to this stuff. This would be your
right. Yeah. This is not what's going on now.
So GoPro decided that they are offering $50 for every camera that you turn in towards the purchase of a new camera.
That's pretty cool.
I have some GoPro 2s.
Dude, I wonder how many GoPros you could find, like the original GoPros you could find on like Facebook Marketplace.
Not many for long.
Be like, I'll give you $20 for them.
$20 for them. But like the GoPro 2s and 3s and all that stuff that came in those plastic cases, they were really cool at the time.
They were amazing at the time.
Yeah, but you can't get any parts for them anymore. GoPro,
yeah,
as I am about that. They kind of said, well, no, we're all good.
Yeah, Kick Rocks, buy the new thing. It's the same as the one from last year.
Yeah, they haven't really done anything cool with any of their stuff.
They really haven't. Which sucks. I mean, they're still amazing.
I like their stuff.
Which is the crazy thing. And it's like, oh, they haven't done anything in so long. And it's like, okay, beat it.
Yeah, but they haven't had to, right?
Yeah, exactly. Beat it. Find a better waterproof action camera that small of a form factor.
Well, there's companies.
Yeah, there's a few coming, but
now. I'm not sad to see competition. So
no, I think competition's always a good thing.
Yeah. I was sold on GoPro for a long time. And still I like them. I've never had a problem with them. If I break them, short of me dropping one in a lake and not being able to retrieve it, if I have a problem with one, I just take the thing and send it back to them. And, I've got that subscription thing with them and send it back to them and send me I won't say it's new. They'll send me a remanufactured something.
Right.
But, it works. I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so $50 for old cameras. If you want to turn them into GoPro, it doesn't say they have a limit on them. So, you got like me, I've got like 4 GoPro 2s that, I can't do anything with. Be kind of cool. Turn them in, get a new GoPro out of it. So
yeah, dude, that'd almost get you a tank of gas. Be like $200. I'd almost fill up the truck.
It almost fell in the truck. Almost. But speaking of trucks, we got to drive in a truck.
Oh, yeah, we did.
A few hours.
At least 2.
Yeah. We were supposed to wait until Doc was on, but I can't wait anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc's got some serious clients and I understand, he's a busy man, especially this time of the year. So we'll get him. He said he'd come on, but just can't do it this week. So, and I can't not talk about our trip. So
I think it's totally fair because it was easily the most memorable turkey hunt I've ever been on and perhaps ever will be on.
Yeah. I've been on some good ones. I mean, it's memorable in different ways though. Right. Like I remember, I remember hunting with my brother-in-law. I remember, the first time I got to hunt with him, first time I got to hunt with Joey Brock. The first time that I got to, hunt in a different state, those are memorable, but this one was pretty epic. I mean, this is top notch.
So, 100%. 100%.
You want to talk about it? You want me to? I think you should.
I don't even know where to start. First of all, Mikey made me get to his house at what? I think I got there at like 3:30, something like that.
3:30, yeah.
We were supposed to be.
It was like 3.
Yeah, I got there at like 3. We were supposed to be on the road at 3:30.
3:30, yep.
Mikey woke up at 3:45.
Yeah.
So that's how we start. That's how we started this adventure. Was me standing in Mikey's driveway. I'd already put most of my stuff in his truck and was just kind of standing there like, well, he'll wake up eventually, I guess. I don't know. We'll get there at some point today. And then we got in the truck, made it 20, 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
And Mikey goes, hey, is that green backpack in the back seat? I'm looking. I'm like, no, I don't see it. What are you looking for? And he's like, oh, it's got everything I need in it. It's got shells, chargers, everything.
Camera.
I'm like, yeah, no, it's not back here. So Mikey had to call Mom.
Yep.
Mom goes downstairs and looks, and nope, it's sitting in the kitchen.
Yep.
So we were a little late getting on the road,
but
somehow still made it.
Yep, we did
Early. We were still there a half hour earlier than what we were planning on being there.
We were.
That was 13 and a half hours later.
Yeah. We made up some time. And that was even stopping at Buc-ee's in North Carolina.
Goddamn right. South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. Florence, South Carolina.
Yeah, I know where the Buc-ee's is.
And we got there just in time for the breakfast burritos.
God, those were so good.
Oh yeah,
those brisket
breakfast.
Dude,
burritos.
Say that 5 times fast.
Okay, nope.
But damn, they were good.
Yeah, they were, and not just good. Word of advice to anybody though: if you do get a Buc-ee's breakfast burrito brisket style, God Almighty. I strongly advise eat it outside of your truck.
Yeah, they're a little messy.
Yeah, they're not easy.
They're tacos, not burritos. So don't bite into it thinking the other end's gonna hold up because it don't.
Nope, it doesn't. Not at all.
I think we both made that mistake in the parking lot.
We did. And what's funny is like I went in and I got one for you and one for me. What did you do?
I got one for me and one for you.
Exactly.
We got outside and I was like, dude, check this out. Brisket breakfast tacos. And Mikey's like, oh, dude.
Brisket breakfast tacos.
2 brisket breakfast tacos. And I was like, oh, well, shit. I was like, I got one for you. And he's like, oh, I got one for you. I was like, well, all right. I guess we both get 2.
Yeah,
they were good.
They were really, really good. But so anyway, after the Buc-ee's trip, we make it down there. And when we left here, it was like 50s, like load them up, like lower 40s, upper 50s or mid 50s.
Yeah, something like that. It was like high 40s, low 50s. Like it was chilly.
Yeah. When we hit Ocala, Florida, I remember looking down at my truck and it said it was 91 degrees.
I remember the one time I don't remember where we were in Florida, but you cracked the window on the highway and it was just like immediately hot, humid, sweaty. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. In March? Like, no. Like, oh, this is going to be a fun trip.
But it was, so I thought it was not, I like the heat. I like the humidity because I grew up with that and my nose likes it. Everybody
That's fair.
talks about the allergies and all that. Dude, I have no allergies in Florida. I have no allergies when it's hot. I'm good, So, but we got down there to Rex and his wife's amazing ranch. Met up with Doc and Trev,
which was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
because growing up, going to Florida, we went to Tampa, Destin, Orlando to go to Disney World, and we roll up there, and it's what was it, like 700 acres of cattle farm.
Yep.
And I'm like, where are we?
Yeah, and beautiful.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like this is like pristine cattle farm. Epic.
Yeah, not a like, oh, I've got a few cows as a hobby.
Yeah, no,
this is a full-time cattle operation.
Absolutely.
Which is the last thing I expected to see in Florida. Didn't even cross my mind that was down there.
Yeah.
I was just, palm trees, beaches.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
Wrong.
And and so we got there. And I epic, just a wonderful place. We got to stay in the bunkhouse. They took our stuff, got it put away, and immediately started feeding us.
Oh my God. There was so much food.
Oh God. But all right. So this spread, Rex's wife she used to have a restaurant and she did all this other stuff. Her stuff was amazingly, her food was awesome, but here's a lady who spent the day cooking for us.
Yeah, for just strangers rolling into turkey hunt.
Yeah, that we had never met before. They had never met us. They didn't know us, and they're sitting there saying, hey, come in, break bread with us.
Yeah.
And we had deer. We had some alligator.
Yep.
We had some beans.
Which were amazing. Those baked beans were so good.
So good. We had some, awesome food.
Dude, that broccoli salad.
That was what I
Oh
was
my
gonna
God,
say.
dude, that broccoli salad was so good.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if I was just like super hungry or it was like super hot outside or just a combination of all of it. And, oh my God, dude, it was good. It was like, dude, it was like walking into like, it's like walking into your mom's house to have dinner. Like that good, like just home cooked family meal. And I was like, oh, after being in a car for 13 and a half hours with this guy, I was like, oh man, this is nice.
And we obviously we didn't get a chance to shower. So it's like, we were probably not smelling real great.
No, probably not.
But they didn't care.
No,
it's like, cool, let's get this done.
Yep.
Had an amazing dinner. Went out on their back deck and
well, you can't forget. So after dinner, we all finished eating up, and Miss Carol goes, all right, well, I've got some coconut cream pie too.
Oh God.
And we're like, oh man, I'm so full. Like I can't.
Not just coconut cream pie, but coconut cream pie and brownies.
Blondies.
Yeah.
There was actually 2 pies.
Yeah.
There were 2 pies and a whole tray of blondies.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there like, oh no, Miss Carol, I can't do it. I'm going to be sick.
Hurt my feelings.
And she goes, you're going to hurt my feelings, and gets up and walks to the kitchen. And we're like, guess we're eating pie.
We're eating pie.
So finished our pie.
Phenomenal pie, by the way.
It was so good.
Just so full. God.
Oh my God. So and then, we walked out onto the back balcony with Rex, and there's a Tom out in the middle of the field strutting.
3 of them.
Yeah.
In 3 different spots.
Bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Just watching.
We're like,
just back and forth, showing off what he's got.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think at that point was when I seeing that first bird that we saw that night. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we're in for something special this weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you know, the other thing is, Florida is a unique place. Well, for me, I kind of grew up in, I grew up in swamp and, and all of that, between, everywhere that I've lived, but Florida is very special. I know you don't like sand, but I like sand, and I like the palmetto bushes and
Mm-hmm.
the Spanish moss that you don't mess with. Look, we're here to help you out. When somebody offers to let you out and go pick the Spanish moss so that you can bring some home with you, don't do it. It's a trap.
Do it. Grab it and rub it all over your skin.
Always rub it all over you. Get those chiggers.
Make sure you put some down inside your socks.
Yeah. Watch those chiggers go to town. So anyway, the backdrop for this whole thing is just amazing. I mean, the big old oaks and the Spanish moss and the palmettos and the kind of pseudo swamp areas and stuff like that. And you're just looking, it's like, man, this is cool. So,
and that's what I think really amazed me about that area. That I didn't realize that was there in Florida. Is where we hunted, you could spin in a circle and see, like you said, you could see the palmettos, looks like beachy tropical Florida. And then you've got these huge oak trees that are covered in Spanish moss. And then you turn this way and, here's a little like swampy, typical like glades looking stuff with the gators and who knows what else is in there. And I mean, just all in the same little pocket of the field that we were in.
Yeah.
What?
And
where?
And you don't hear a car from anywhere.
No.
You don't hear anything but maybe an airplane every once in a while flying overhead. Speaking of airplanes, when that night we got to watch one of the rocket launches.
Yep.
I guess it was which one was it?
I think it was one of the SpaceX launches.
Yeah.
Like the Falcon Heavy or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I was sitting inside on the phone and Mikey's outside talking to his wife and he bust through the door and, get out here and look at this. I'm like, okay. Cool, it was pretty sweet. So yeah, it was cool to see that for sure.
But yeah, so we're all prepped, we're ready to go, get some sleep. Not much. I didn't sleep much. And,
I was way too excited.
Yeah, for sure. And 5 o'clock, 4:30ish rolls around. 5 o'clock. I don't think Trevor or Doc slept either. And opening day in Florida, and we're their first clients, and I can tell you, everything that Doc does and Trev, the two of them are they're a class act. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. They know, not only do they know how to hunt turkeys, they think like a turkey. They know it so well inside and out. They know the area. They've got stuff well scouted. It's pretty epic from that perspective. But more importantly, they understand that you're there to have a good time. And I've been on guided trips where the guides are so stressed that they we got to get this, it's all about the hunting. And that with those two, it's not. It's about spending some quality time in the woods and enjoying stuff. So anyway, that was we show up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's ready to go and off. Here we are. Headed into the woods,
piling into the panel van to get after him, man.
What was that? Maybe 5-minute ride. If you took the gates out.
Yeah, maybe.
So we jump in, get everything ready. Realize that the shot cam doesn't fit Benny's shotgun because he's shooting a 20 gauge and I'm shooting a 12 gauge. So shot cam won't fit on his. I was a little disappointed there. But we got everything, pseudo in place. And so it's like, all right, cool, off we go. We get in, and I'll let you kind of take it from there because this was really cool.
So I kind of want to start, we park the truck, we're getting out, getting everything on, getting our vests on, grabbing guns, getting loaded up, all this stuff. And, Mikey and I have never been to this field. We don't really know where we're going. Doc's like, hey, get your stuff on. We're going to start walking down this road. I'm like, okay. And we get to walking, and I mean, you watch videos of guys turkey hunting Osceolas down in Florida, and it was textbook every video you see of the sandy path, road through the woods. And we're walking along. It felt like forever. And all of a sudden it opens up, and we're walking and trying not to step on cow patties, and all of a sudden then boom, there's a decoy spread, and which was interesting to me too. I'd never seen running like a whole flock like that. Yep. I've run, a strutter and a jake or in a hen and something like that, or just a single hen or just a single strutter or whatever. But we had a jake, a strutter, and probably 4 or 5 hens.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Like the whole little flock out in front of us. I was like, damn, that's cool. So we get in the blind, and we're kind of hanging out and waiting for the sun to come up. And, Doc's like, hey, the birds are going to start gobbling at about 7. They'll hit the ground at 7:15, and then it's game on. We're like, all right. So we're there, I don't know, like an hour early, I think.
Yep.
So we're sitting there hanging out, and Mikey's messing with cameras and making a whole bunch of noise and flashing lights and beeping. And so
I was trying to be quiet about it, but
it happens. Everything seemed, it's one of those things where you're in the woods, it seems way louder than what it actually is, and you're freaking out about it. Yep, exactly.
GoPro, trying to figure out a dim setting on the GoPro.
Trying to figure out, the volume setting was later in the morning, but
yep.
Yeah, you were fighting that GoPro all day long.
I did. I really did.
But yeah, so we get set up, we're sitting and waiting, and finally that first gobble rang out, and I mean, Doc had to be within the minute of when that bird,
like literally a minute.
Yeah. Off. And so we hear that first bird start gobbling, and he was close. He was, what do you think he was, 150, 200 maybe?
I'd say 200.
And there's some more birds back behind us, and so we're listening to, which is my favorite thing about hunting, period. It's just sitting there in the quiet, that calm before the sunrise, and hearing the woods come to life. And about that time we look, and here he comes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the ground. He's, hit the ground 175, 150 yards, and he is just freight training across the field at us.
Yep.
And he probably gets to, I don't know, what do you think, 80, 100 yards, 80 yards?
I'd say 80, yeah. And
just pop strut, and, man, he's zigzagging back and forth across that field. And he made us work for it. We watched that bird for
hour and 45 minutes.
Hour and a half. Yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous. And we had a couple of hens come through, and of course they walk 5 yards in front of the blind, and he's still hung up. He knew something was up. And
he's an old smart bird, I think.
I think so too. But he just dropped strut and turned and walked away from us. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, how is this happening?
I think everybody in the blind was that way.
I mean, I was like, this can't be happening. There's no way this bird is that. I mean, he was gobbling. I was talking to Doc about it after. I was like, dude, it was almost like that bird couldn't gobble fast enough.
Oh yeah.
Because he's trying to get the next one out. And well, so this bird hung up, and he'd probably moved into 55, 60 maybe. And I mean, he just would not come any closer. I mean, he was within 80 yards for an hour and 20 minutes of the hour and 40 that we waited for him. And so he finally he's hung up, and Doc grabs his slate call, throws his mouth call in, and he's just just going nuts. Yep. And this bird is just bow. I mean, he cannot gobble fast enough to get the next one out of his mouth. And I was like, there's no way. Like, this bird is going to die.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden just stands up and turns and walks away.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
that was my shot.
I was like, what? Huh? This doesn't make any sense. What is happening?
I remember you saying, you think you could take that shot? And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah. When he was at like 55, 60, I was like, all right, it's maybe time to start thinking about using the 12 gauge, Mike. Maybe we just use the 12 gauge and get this one over with.
Yeah, no.
No, of course not. So he turned and walks away, and we could see him in the field across from us. We had about 45, or it was 40 yards to the fence line.
Yep.
And then the next field starts, big pasture. And
it's a barbed wire fence.
Yeah, barbed wire fence. And so he kind of walked down a logging road to where we couldn't see him, and all of a sudden I could see his head kind of cutting across that field. And he's probably back out to 120, 150 yards from us. And he's just hanging out over there in that field now. Yep. And, that's where those hens had worked off to. And, he's going to go follow those hens, whatever. And so we're sitting there watching him, and all of a sudden those two hens come flying back out of that field. I mean, they come running up, slide under the fence. They're beelining it through the decoys. I mean, they passed in front of us at 5 yards again. I mean, right in front of us. Well, here he comes.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is going to get interesting because he's going to hang up on that fence when he gets to it. Like, I've seen a lot of birds not go under fences or over fences. They're just like, well, all right, I can't go this way.
Yeah.
Yep, nope. He straight under the fence. Didn't even stop.
Yep.
And we had already talked, with my gun, the 20 gauge, I'm comfortable with it out to 40. And so we knew pretty much as soon as he got under that fence, he was within range. We're going to let him, come see how close he's going to get and see what happens. Well, he gets to like 30, and Doc's like, get ready. And the bird stops and gobbles, throws his neck out. I mean, perfect shot opportunity. And his head is behind the pillar of the blind from where I'm sitting. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's no, what? So he kind of struts again, and all of a sudden he stands back up. And, dude, that bird all of a sudden just got weird. It was like he was I swear, it was like he was following those hens, gobbled that last time, and then all of a sudden was like, oh crap, I'm in those decoys.
Yep, decoy shy.
And man, he stood up and turned his back to us and started to get out of there. And man, he took like 2 steps, and I'm just holding my bead on the base of his neck, and Doc goes, kill him. And lights out, 37 yards.
And not a flop.
No.
Stone dead.
Yeah.
Stone dead.
Yeah, that's how the Benellis do it.
No. No. I'll say that was the shooter.
Yeah, I was not gonna lie, I was a little nervous on that one, but I was just honestly at that point, I had been watching that bird for so long that morning, and then even in that whole little exchange when he was starting to come again, I was already shouldered on him, and at that point, I'm just tracking him across this field. And so I had almost gotten to the point where I really wasn't shaking anymore. I was kind of like, pull it together.
Right.
We've got something to do here. Stop being weird and shaking and focus. And man, yeah, when Doc said shoot him, it was over. It was over.
Lights out, boys.
So, yeah, we got him picked up, and he as soon as we walked out, me and Doc walked out to get him, and we were kind of talking in the blind right after the shot, and Doc was like, I think it was maybe a juvenile bird or something. He's just being weird, whatever. And
he was not a dominant bird. That's for sure.
No, that's what we were like. He's not a dominant bird. Like it must be a juvenile bird or something. He's not dominant. And we walked out there. I remember we walked up to it, and Doc kind of turns his head and looks at it, looks up at me and goes, "Huh, yeah, we were wrong."
Yeah.
He goes, "That's a way better bird than I thought it was going to be." Nope. And he is. The bird is an absolute hammer.
Yeah. His spurs were, what, inch and...
I don't know. They're about this long.
All right, that's pretty good.
About that long. Got his beard here too. His beard's not super long, but typical Osceola beard, not very long. But it's pretty. Whoa, where's the camera?
You can't see the end of it.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me put it. Let me hold it back here. So yeah, he is a hammer.
Yeah. That was pretty impressive though. I was glad that it came together, but that bird was a smart bird.
Oh man, yeah, he made us work for it. That's for sure. Which is honestly, it's I think a little bit more rewarding than, don't get me wrong, the ones that run in and just give it up immediately are fun, but God damn, those ones that you freaking grind for, God, they're fun.
Yeah, it was.
So
that's pretty epic though.
Oh, it was badass. It was amazing. So then we get back in the blind, and now it's your turn. Yep. Mikey's up to bat.
Yeah. And so when they were when they went out, me and Trev were kind of over there talking, and he's like, I think I hear some birds back behind us. I said, yeah, I think so too, but you got to remember, I can't hear anything anyway. So, it's, I just go along with it. Yep, sure, whatever.
Right.
That and I am the world's worst. If somebody asks, I think there was a bird that was over there. Okay. I am not the person to try to point, sound direction of a turkey in the woods. I'm the worst at it.
Yeah.
I really am. So, but obviously you're hunting with Trevor, and Trevor's, he's like, I think I hear some birds behind us. I said, yeah, okay. So, I think I don't know if it was Trevor or Doc or one of the two, but they started on that call box and cutting on it pretty hard. And, then kind of, it might have been 10 minutes after we got back in the blind, maybe.
I think it was a little bit longer than that. It was like 20.
Okay, 20 minutes. We're back in the blind.
But still not long at all.
Yeah. We had been kind of bullshitting and not really being like super quiet or anything, just kind of hanging out and talking about the hunt, that we just had. And out of the corner of my eye, I look over and the blind, I love the blind. The blind, we were in that baronet blind, and
right.
I tell you that again, not paid, don't care to be, but man, those blinds are impressive.
Yeah.
3 grown ass men inside that blind with some, with plenty of room.
Oh, dude, and we had the freaking peepaw chairs out, and at that point we had another bird in the blind with us.
Yep.
And there was still plenty of elbow room in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so we get everything going, and there's mesh, like the slide up mesh on the blinds, and I'm looking, I look over, and I'm like, something kind of caught my eye, and I saw 3 birds, and I was like, oh, it's just 3 hens there. But they were on a freaking beeline into the decoys. And I was like, hey, we got some hens. And so everybody kind of, all right, they shut up talking and everything. And then I hear Doc say, those aren't hens.
Well, you went, oh crap, right here.
Yeah.
And I turned, and I was explaining to you, because the bird came in on my bird came in on my side, and your bird came in on your side.
Yeah.
When you're sitting closer to that mesh, it's kind of hard to see through it. But as soon as you back up away from it,
yeah,
it's like you're looking through nothing.
Oh yeah, I could see just fine.
And so when I turned to look out your side at those 3 birds coming in, all I saw was bodies and beards just swinging as they're running across the field. And I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
I was like, GoPro, come on, turn the camera, turn on. Like, I don't have time for this.
You hear Doc over talking to Trev, turn the camera on.
Yeah. Doc's like, Trevor, wake up.
Wake up, turn the camera on. And so we're sitting there, and I, here's these three toms that come in, and they did everything you would want them to do.
Yep.
I mean, they came into the decoy spread. They beat the hell out of that strutter.
Dude, both of them, they beat the hell out of that strutter and that poor Jake was getting bullied, man.
He got torn up.
Oh, man.
And it was really cool because I had, obviously you were on the left, Doc's behind me. He goes, all right, I'll size up these birds. And it becomes a little complicated because when you're watching three birds, you're sitting there and he was like, all right, the one strutting, and then all of a sudden one will stop strutting, another one will blow up, and you're like, come on, I need more information than that,
right?
And so I'm like, all right, and Doc's like, don't shoot yet. I was like, Doc, I will not shoot until you tell me to pull the trigger. And so that took one less stress off of Doc's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're sitting there and we're watching these turkeys just amazing, and Doc's back behind me doing everything that he can to get the right bird out of the three. And, we're watching them, and they're just, I mean, it must've been 10 minutes, maybe it might have been 5. I don't know.
It was like 5. It was fast.
It was fast. And watching them, and he's like, all right, don't just wait. Don't do it. Don't wait till. And I think I get what he was trying to do. He was worried that I was going to pull the trigger and smoke 2 birds.
Right.
And I wouldn't have done that. So, but that's why, I kind of told him, I was like, Doc, I'm not pulling the trigger till you tell me to.
Yeah.
And that one bird made the mistake and he peeled off, and that was it. But we got it on film. We got on video that, I say film, that shows my age. We got on video. When I pulled the trigger, that turkey's head dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a good 4 or 5 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And my gun was already shooting a little high, a little bit. But when that turkey's head dropped, that was almost not okay. But Wyatt Props is very happy because he's got a really good head down there that he can use. Yeah, that turkey flopped a little bit. Wasn't the best shot in the world, but it was still pretty good. And I don't know. After that, it was 9:30.
I remember making that joke to Doc because when I was talking to him before we went down there, we're trying to figure out days and this, that, and the other, and trying to figure out if I needed to take Monday off work, if we're going to hunt Sunday, and this, that, and the other. And he goes, I mean, you can if you want to, but I mean, I don't see you guys having to hunt past like noon on Saturday. Right. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I mean, you guys will both be tagged out by noon. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I've hunted a lot of turkeys. And like, I don't know about this.
He did say, if you want to stay, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
But.
And Mikey shot his bird, and I remember I looked down at my phone. It was 9:32. And I was like, well, Doc, you said noon, so
yep.
What the hell do we do now?
What do we do now? But no, it was cool. We got the birds. We got some amazing pictures. Yeah. You can see those over on Instagram and Facebook with a cool write up from Benny, and it was pretty awesome. And got them back. Found out that my cooler was not big enough to to fit 2 full toms in there. So
the birds fit. We had to do some adjustments with the fans.
Right.
The birds were just a little long for the cooler.
Right. And, but thankfully we were able to get a hold of Wyatt and talk to him. You talked to him a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times since we've Well, I talked to him while we were down there to make sure he was okay with us cutting the fans off the birds.
Yeah, and how to cut them off.
And how he wanted it done, and we got that settled. And you know, I was kind of telling you, I was kind of just planning on doing the, you know, beard and spurs and my fan.
Yeah.
And those guys down there were like, man, that's a bird that you mount.
Yep.
And so I got home and, you know, I was talking to my mom and dad about it. Of course, my dad's like, well, go ahead and get it mounted. You put it at my house until you got your own place. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I can, Dad. Thanks.
I offered it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you did. But, you know, talking to Rebecca about it, and I had shown her the board things, I mean, way before turkey season. This was like last duck season. And she was like, why don't you do like one of the board things with the feathers? I was like, oh, what was that? One more time?
What was that?
She's like, you know, like the big like frame thing where they do all the like feathers all laid out. I was like, I can do that. That's a good idea. Yeah. She's like, yeah, we could put it like on this wall. It'd look cool because you're gonna want to do it with a bunch of birds, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, you can do it this way and then make like a whole like board all the way across the wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Wyatt. It's like, I don't know if you can do this or not.
Yeah.
But if not, we're going to figure it out together.
Right.
And he's like, I'll get it taken care of.
I'll get it done.
So
Wyatt for the win, right?
Wyatt for the win. So, yeah, huge shout out to him for taking care of it. And he also got us, which I have your rocks. I don't know if I told you that or not yet. But we have our, there they are.
Oh, that's cool.
Our rocks from our birds, which is interesting to see how different they are, because they're completely different.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
And really, if you think about it, those birds were separated by what, maybe half a mile?
Not even.
Yeah,
not even that far. Like maybe 500-600 yards. And they're completely different.
Yep, that's crazy.
Barring the like little bit of sand that both of them have.
Right.
They're both completely different.
I think that's pretty damn cool.
It's really cool.
So yeah, so then we wind up going back and eating some blondies. You know, those
God damn, those were good.
Some coffee, epic.
Had a cold Coke and a blondie.
Yeah. That's pretty
and
impressive.
A stud Osceola, 2 stud Osceolas dead by 9:30, and we were back at the lodge having a cold Coke and a blondie.
Right. And we're and talking about our hunt story already, and obviously the landowner Rex was, super stoked, and it was really, really impressive. The whole ordeal, get it all wrapped up. And me and you were kind of looking at each other and was like, well, it's I don't know, it's getting we're not even at noon yet. What do we do? And I said, well, we can try to make it back. But I said we head back and see what we can do. See how far we can make it. Obviously. Right.
That's what I think we were both kind of like. Well, at least get a head start on getting home.
Yeah. So no problems there. Just not a heavy drive or anything like that. But Mr. Rex was like, "Well, fellas, I can't let you go home without feeding you." So he took us out to I guess his daughter owns a restaurant down there. The Butcher Block or something like that. Isn't that the name of it?
It's the Butcher something. I want to say, I want to say it was the Butcher Block.
Yeah, it's called the Butcher Block.
Yeah.
They do breakfast, burgers, and beer and all kinds of stuff down there. But so we go down. He takes us over to his daughter's place, and I'll tell you, I've had a lot of really good burgers. I've got, over here in Leesburg, we've got the Melt. Supposed to be one of the top 3 burger places in the United States. I'll put the Butcher Block to any burger place that you've eaten. I guarantee you. I mean,
I should have gotten the burger.
It was what you got was pretty damn.
Oh, that Reuben was damn good, but
Yeah, but I went in and I told I do this to for everybody I talk to or whenever I go in a restaurant. It's like, look, talk to your waitress, waiter, tell them whoever your server is and say, bring me something that you would eat. What do
Mm-hmm.
you want me to eat? What's the best thing you got? And you would be amazed at the food that you get. A lot of times it's stuff that's not even on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you got allergies or whatever, it's easy. Hey, yeah, just do this, just whatever it is, no onions. You take them off, you just don't cook them, whatever, or tomatoes or whatever it is. My thing is mangoes. I'm allergic to mangoes. So
It's a shame.
yep. And our waitress came out with this burger, and I was like, well, all right, yeah, I got a burger, and I bit into that thing, and oh my god, it was amazing.
It looked really good.
It was so good. Again, top 2 burgers I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
So, the butcher block. If you're ever down there, I think what was that area called? I don't remember.
Was that in Groveland?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty sure that was Groveland. Groveland.
Groveland or Groverland.
Groveland. However you say it. Something like that.
If you're down there, give them a shot. They will not disappoint you.
Yeah.
We even saw
Dude, no, yeah, I forgot about that.
some poor rooster had managed to get out and was threatening the locals.
He wasn't threatening nobody, man. He's just living his best life. I didn't realize. Apparently, he'd been out there for like a week or so.
Well,
He'd been out there for a bit.
Third time he had done it.
Oh, damn. Well.
Yeah, poor guy was a repeat offender.
Yeah. They were. Yeah.
But so they called the animal control. So these 2 ladies come out to catch this rooster. Apparently, he gave him a hell of a run, and but they got him. And then one of the guys that was one of the people that was at the restaurant was like, "Hey, what are you going to do with him?" And the lady's like, "Oh, we're going to take him back to the pound." And they're like, "No, just throw him in my truck over there." And the lady's like, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
So we get there, and we're like, all right, cool. And phenomenal lunch. Can't say enough good about that. And then we hit the road, and we get outside of Orlando. I think we were close to Daytona, weren't we? Or just past Daytona.
Yeah, we're just outside of Daytona.
And then the high-speed chase.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 bikes come past us at. Dude, I mean, they were doing every bit of 150.
Oh, I think they were close to like 180.
They were screaming past us.
One of them was a 999 monster, and the other one was too fast for me to see.
Yeah.
So they were screaming.
And we saw, we both looked at them. We're like, damn, they're flying.
Yeah.
And then like a minute later, we're like, oh, here comes the cop chasing them.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing, dude? You don't have a snowball's chance in hell at catching them.
Nope.
They're gone.
Yep. And I looked at that and I'm like, why? Why try?
Yeah. Just wasting gas at that point.
And then what was it? Probably 2 minutes after that, the state trooper, the Charger came by.
Yep.
And I don't know if they have state troopers or if they got, what do they have? Highway patrol. It's one of the 2.
Yeah.
They come blowing by us. And I mean,
yeah, he was moving pretty damn good too.
Yeah. And that guy was probably, if I had to guess, he's probably clipping about 150.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. I think we got a picture of one of them.
Yeah, I don't remember which one I got a picture of. I got a picture of something from that trip. I don't remember what it was.
But
I think it was the Charger because I think we thought it was the Mustang.
yeah, I thought, yeah, that's what it was. Oh, here, yep. Here comes the Mustang, and it wasn't. It was a Charger. Poor Charger.
Yeah, it was not. It was just a little baby Charger. Just meow.
So that made the day. Right, off we go, and pretty sure they didn't catch him, but if
No.
they did, they should have been caught because they had at least a minute and a half on them.
Oh, dude, they had a mile and a half on them. Easy.
And stretching it fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They were a mile and a half and gaining.
them boys knew how to drive. So, so then we kind of, I don't know, we make it to Bucky's in South Carolina.
Part 2.
Part 2. And get snacks and road sodas and a Monster and
Yep.
all of that. And we're like, all right, I'm still good. What about you? Yep, I'm good. All right, cool. Let's go. So we make it into Virginia, and I think you were asleep by that time. And
yeah, I was starting to get strategic at that point. And I was like, one of us is going to get real tired here soon. And if we're both tired at the same time, we're going to screw ourselves. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep. Wake me up when you get tired.
Yeah.
Mike's like, all right, cool. So I went.
So here I am on the struggle bus. I'm pretty good, and I know when to pull over. But I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like the adrenaline was wearing off or something, but I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't remember the last 6 miles. I probably need to get off the road.
I'm glad I was just peacefully asleep for this.
It wasn't like I was swerving. I mean, obviously I didn't wake you up. I didn't hit the rumble strips or anything. And people weren't honking at me. So, but we were a little over 100 miles out, right?
Yeah, we were a little bit further than that, I think.
Yeah, 100,
because we were outside of Richmond still, pretty good ways.
So we pull into this freaking place, and I'm like, I get out, and I'm like, Benny, you got to drive. She's like, good, man, I'm ready. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then off we go. So I go in the bathroom. Benny's washing the windshield because there's bugs all over it. Can't see anything.
Yeah.
And I go to the bathroom, and there's this. As I walk in, there's like this couple that's wearing like matching black and white, like bandana clothes. Like you got the red and white bandanas, and it was black and white. You remember seeing it, and I'm like, that's odd. Okay, well, I just got to go to the bathroom. It's all good. And I get into the bathroom, and the dude, I see him move a gun over to his pocket, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not good at all. So I'm like, all right, hurry up. Hurry up. Let's get this done. And so I come back out, and Benny's getting done. He's like, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I said, no.
You're like, no, you're not. We're leaving.
We're gonna make sure that the guy inside the gas station doesn't get robbed, or at least he's aware of what's going on. And he was. You could see he caught on pretty quick what those folks were up to. And we politely got back in the truck, and off we went.
Off we drove.
From the next gas station to go to the bathroom at. But yeah, so we got home, and it was 26 hours, 30 minutes, and 26 seconds, according to the picture I got on my phone.
Yep.
So from Friday at 4 a.m. to Sunday 4 a.m, and 2 turkeys later, of which I go to sleep. You had to keep driving.
Yeah, I still had like an hour and a half drive home.
And I don't know how the hell you did that, but
well, I strategically saved that second Celsius.
Yeah, there you go.
So I went to sleep in the truck, woke up at the sketchy gas station, drank one, and then cracked the other one as I was pulling out of your driveway, and I was set.
Yeah, well, you did have an opportunity to sleep at my house, so.
Yeah, but that's one of those things, like, I don't know. It's just something in my brain where it's like I've already been awake this long, and I've already gotten this far. I can drive another hour and sleep in my own bed.
But and here's another testament to Wyatt. We're sitting there. I get down. I call him Sunday, and I said, "Hey, I got these turkeys. When you want them?" He said, well, "Bring them down now." And I'm like, the last thing I wanted to do is get back in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to get back in that truck. But I was like, all right, cool. So I get down there, drop them off, and Wyatt basically cleans the entire turkey in less than 5 minutes. That was impressive to watch. I think that man should probably do some skill videos, masterclass on how to clean a freaking turkey. That was impressive. So he got that done. We sat there and just kind of shot the breeze for a little while, and he was doing, it was really cool. And it's always cool to be at Wyatt's shop because you never know what you're going to see. And trying to discuss what we're going to get, how he wants to mount yours, and trying to get answers and getting the license numbers and all of that stuff. Because I got news for you. You show up at Wyatt's place and you got some illegal stuff. Don't go to Wyatt's place.
No.
You won't get it done there.
No.
So, I applaud him for the lengthy process that you have to go through. It's not really lengthy. It's just the process that you go through to ensure that you killed and harvested an animal legally. So,
Right.
I think that's pretty cool. But then I turned around and came back to the house, and it took me like a week to get over that entire process.
Dude, I think I'm still tired from it.
Yeah.
I still don't think I'm all the way caught up.
Yeah. I don't think you ever really catch up. You just forget about it and move on. But
ready for Virginia. Yay.
Well, yeah. What is it? 13th?
I think so. Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to, we're not hunting opening day together.
I know. Thanks for the invite.
You had the invite. You had the invite. I told you that.
No, I know. I just felt like being a dick.
Yeah, obviously. You said, hey, I don't think I can go. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, well, and that's my fault. I forgot that Rebecca was going to be out of town that weekend.
Yeah, well, don't piss off Bex.
Yeah, that's, So, I mean, I can still hunt. I just can't do the, overnight whatever because I got to come back and take care of the dogs and shit like that. So,
yeah, so
I'll hunt somewhere a little bit closer and wake up, go hunt, and come back home.
Yeah, I was going to try a different wildlife management area and one that was closer. And I gave them a call today, and the lady told me, she says, she goes, I need you to understand something. This is the closest wildlife management area to Northern Virginia. That's all she said. And I was like,
good luck.
Good luck. Thanks. I'm not going to attempt that. I'm going to go out and scout, mainly because apparently they got a pretty good fishing pond there, and been trying to find some cool stuff to do, some cool ponds to go fish at.
Yep.
And I guess it's not a pond, it's a lake, but so we're going to go hit that place up just to scout, see what kind of birds they've got going on out there. But I think I'm going back to our spot in Moscow.
That's right.
So I think I'm going to go back out there, find a place, hunt a couple of days, and see what kind of comes of that. So it'd be kind of cool.
It'd be pretty fun. I still might fuck around and drive down and then I don't know. I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure something out.
Yeah, and find a place to stay by yourself.
Damn, okay. Whatever.
It's okay, Bennett.
Okay, Michael, listen here, bud. Had about enough of your shit, dude.
Yeah, it's okay. No, but so then we got, what do we got? Virginia. And then we got some other hunts coming up after that.
Yep.
And we'll talk more about it. But what's funny is that I had every intention of talking about the hunt that we went to in Florida and talk about turkey blinds that we like to use and the decoys we like to use and all of that stuff, and just the general stuff that we like to use, and we didn't even make it to that.
Nope. Sure
didn't.
didn't.
Close.
Yeah, we're about a minute out.
I'm getting better.
You're getting close. You're getting close. You're warming up.
Yeah. So I think next week we'll talk a little bit more about that and see how it goes. But
Works with me.
Yeah, and how to. The big thing I wanted to talk about was how to hunt, pressured birds, because around here.
Good luck.
Well, yeah, but
it's a hope and a prayer.
Sometimes, there's some strategies I think people could take, that would benefit them, and I really believe that. I think that you can't hunt private birds the same way you hunt public birds.
Oh God, no. No.
And, you talk about, we talked about it before this, and, they're showing where, birds that have been pressured have a tendency not to go into decoys. Birds that have, they have a tendency to stay away from blinds. even pop-up blinds, the quick set blinds. They're talking more about how you need to brush in blinds like we do with ducks. Ducks got smart to that real quick. So what
Dude, I do the same thing. You've seen me do it with my little pop-up blind.
Yep.
Just that little screen, dude. Just start ripping some grass out around you and tuck it into those, dude. You remember when we were in Moscow last year, my hands are all cut up and I'm covered in mud, and I'm like, dude, I don't care.
Like sliced.
I gotta brush the blind.
Oh yeah, it was a bad day.
You think about it. I would make the argument that the wild turkey, no matter what species you're hunting, is one of the hardest animals to hunt in the country. Their will to live is the highest.
Oh yeah.
They are smart, they're crafty, their vision is amazing, their hearing is amazing. Yep. You make one false step and it's over.
And that's the thing that pisses me off. I can't really say pisses me off. It's one of those arguments to be made that a lot of elk hunters think that they're, elk hunting is the way to go. It's the hardest hunting that you'll ever have. And to their credit, yes, it is. Elk hunting is difficult, but they want to relate the fact that they can bugle and call big bulls in and things like that, and they can thrash around. But it's not that difficult. It's not hard to bugle and bring in an elk. It's really not that hard. And if you're hunting the right area, like a lot of these folks are, it's not that difficult. So, right. And if an elk, I've watched people. I forgot who it was. I was just watching one. The guy jumps out with his bow, and he's standing out there in the middle of the field. He's behind a tree, and this big bull's coming in, and he couldn't get the shot, so he waits for the bull to turn, and he bounces out, and he's standing right there. Dude, if that was a turkey, it'd have been over. You would have never got that far.
Yeah, you'd have inhaled, and that bird would have been like, huh? No, gone.
Nope.
Pew! See it.
Y'all can, nope. So, but yeah, so hopefully I want to go to Moscow this year again. And then I want to I'd like to go to somewhere over in that Western Virginia portion and hunt there this year. And I want to go to New York and hunt there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because I have a tag. So, I talked to a guy up there that, I've hunted with, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say his name or not. So I'll keep it quiet. And, but it'll be cool, man. We got a lot of hunting to do. Ooh.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. So
somebody just got home.
Yep, Rebecca just got home from riding. So
all right. Well,
Merlin's got big feelings. He's got his stuffed animal. He's parading it through the house. So
yay, come on.
Goofy ass dogs, man.
All right, man. Good sharing an hour with you.
Yes, sir. We'll figure out what's going on. We got a few things to hammer out, I think, this week. And I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Got to get some details done.
Typical Benny, dude. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants, and, it'll work out.
No.
Yeah, it'll work out, dude. It'll be fine.
Nope. Thanks.
Thanks. All righty. Well, Mike's.
Hi, man.
Good talking to you.
Good talking.
And thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
You've been listening to The Hunting Quest. No matter how crazy, high-tech, or lazy the rest of the country gets, we will always be hunting and fishing. If that's you, you've found your new family. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. Reach out to us by email at info@thehuntingquest.com. And check us out on Instagram and YouTube at The Hunting Quest. See you next time.